Hey, in this video, I'm going to break down why most coaches never achieve the level of confidence they're looking for. And if they do, it's usually fake. And it's because they don't understand that confidence is a byproduct of becoming certain. I'm going to break all that down here.
So the first thing that we're going to break down in this session is confidence versus certainty. Most people are searching for confidence, and most people don't need confidence. Nor is confidence very useful in transformational coaching. I feel like we should just end the video there, right? Okay, bye. Hope that works out for you. Most of us are searching for things that are either impossible or not useful, even if we get it. And confidence is one of them. We talk about confidence a lot. First of all, there's a difference between confidence and self-esteem, which I'm not going to get into in this video, but that's massively distinct. And what almost everybody needs is self-esteem, not more confidence. In this case, we're going to talk about confidence versus certainty because they feel like they're on the same line, and they actually are if you go in the right direction. They are impossible to connect if you go in the wrong direction. So let me explain the distinction between these two. Confidence is an intellectual construct. We are searching for confidence according to an intellectual filter that we have. But the intellectual filter is afraid of failure. That's why the solution, according to that filter, is confidence. I'm afraid to fail, so I'm searching for confidence that I won't fail. And in this case, failure is basically when your expectations are not met. You expect to get up and just crush the speech that you want to do, and you get up and you don't. Or you expect that a coaching process goes a certain way, and it doesn't. And that gives us a confidence hit, not in a good way, but like it erodes our confidence. It chips away a little bit at our confidence. But what I'm telling you is it's the wrong thing to look for anyway in the first place. So we're setting the wrong target with the wrong filter. And then when we miss it, which is actually a good thing, wouldn't you want to miss the wrong target? If we set up the wrong target, the worst thing you could do is hit it. So what I'm telling you is the intellect and the ego get together and they cause us to chase the wrong targets. And then when we miss those targets, it convinces us that we should stop. You guys, missing the wrong target is actually confirmation that you're doing the right thing. But we've just been convinced by society, by the programming, by our wounds, by our traumas, by our past decisions, by all the protection that we have. We've just been convinced that it's the right target. And that's what is so tragic to some degree about this process of human evolution and development, is that most of us are doing the right thing, but we've convinced ourselves that we're doing the wrong thing. And so we quit when we're actually on the right path. The search for confidence is one of the things that does this to us. So confidence is all about the future. Confidence is saying, I won't fail in the future. That's basically what we're searching for. Tell me if this is landing for you. Think about it. When you want to be confident in something, really what you want to know is that you're going to win, you're going to succeed, and you won't fail. Because of that, it's based on a premise that's impossible. It's impossible. I won't fail. In an entrepreneurial journey, in an exploration journey, in doing something that we've never done before, you won't fail. In growing beyond your comfort zone, in becoming somebody you've never been, in doing things you've never done, you won't fail. I mean, it's just asinine to think that that should be the target. But that's what our confidence and our intellect in our ego wants it to be. Also, along with this impossible idea, it's focused on the future. So what does that mean? It's theoretical. The future is theoretical. We're saying, I want to get so good and I want to be able to predict the future, which nobody's ever been able to do, but I think I should be able to. And I want to know that in the future, when things are going to happen that I can't currently know, everything is going to work out exactly the way I currently expect it to. This theoretical, I won't fail in the future, causes us to demand to have somebody guarantee our safety. And then basically we're just hoping. We're hoping that something will be true, that this confidence that we have will allow us to avoid failure. But here's the thing, that'll never work. And so when you do something that you feel confident about because you know you're not going to fail, you convince yourself you're not going to fail, you go out and you fail, then the whole system is disrupted. Like, oh my God, I need more confidence. I need more belief. Let me sit down for a while and let me learn the things that other people apparently know that I don't know. Let me have somebody else tell me who I should be, and let me have somebody else tell me what to do. We are in an immediate victim mode, but it's because the target is wrong. Please let me know if this is landing for you, if you can recognize that this is how we operate when we're searching for confidence based on I won't fail in the future. Certainty is the opposite. Certainty is not intellectual. Certainty is embodied because it's based on the past, and it's based on this. I did fail and it was okay. I did fail and I still survived. In the coaching context, the process didn't go the way I thought it was going to go, and the client still had a breakthrough. I didn't experience what I thought I was going to experience as the client, and I still had a breakthrough. Certainty is about resilience. Certainty is about knowing that when you've gotten knocked down, you'll have gotten back up. So when you, and this is an if versus when. This is not about if you fail. Success is not about if you fail. Success is about when you fail, when people don't like what you have to say. We got to get used to when, because most of the things we are trying to avoid when we're seeking confidence are requirements on the journey. So instead of trying to avoid the things that are requirements, I want you to embrace the idea that this will happen, and when it happens, I can get through it. That is certainty. It's based on the past, not the future. And that's what makes it embodied. And here's the cool thing. When you focus on and value certainty, you will also have confidence. I almost threw the pen. When you develop certainty, you will also have confidence, because guess what? If you know that everything in the past was fine, then anything in the future is going to be fine. That's confidence. Almost nobody develops that because they're trying to develop the wrong kind of confidence. And if you were able to develop this, you actually, not only do you not develop certainty, but you actually erode your confidence. It is a self-eating mechanism. The more confident you try to become based on avoiding failure in the future, the more you erode your own confidence, because the more you actually tell yourself that you can't handle failure, you're increasing the fear of failure by searching for the intellectual, ego-driven idea of confidence. So it's like a self-defeating cycle. And that's why the more we search for in that realm, the less it actually works for us. And here's the final thing I want to say about this. Not the final thing I want to say, the final thing I'm going to say. I don't have a green marker near me. This is what people buy. That's why I said, even if you figure out how to get this, nobody's buying that. Not in the transformational coaching world where people want you to help them change their life. Nobody's buying that. Everybody knows that there's no such thing as avoiding failure. And if you show up as confident, what I mean by that, I'm not saying nobody's buying the idea of raising their confidence, right? So I don't want you to think that I'm saying nobody's buying their desire to be more confident. They're off just like this. So that's a whole different thing. But what I'm saying is your confidence as a coach, they are not buying that perfection driven idea of intellectual confidence as a coach because they can't feel this. It's fake. It's based on theory, based on the future. It's fake. They can feel this. So this won't help, and they won't buy it. And almost everybody's searching for this, and almost everybody fails. Certainty is the focus. You need to have certainty in your skills. You need to have certainty in the process. You need to have certainty in the idea of transformation itself. It's based on past. It's based on actions. It's based on practice. For those of you that don't feel like you have certainty as a coach, and it's like if you do or not. So I don't have a 1, 2, 3, if this, then that kind of flow chart as to whether you have certainty or not. You just know it. And it's the intellect that wants to have the 1, 2, 3 bullets for certainty anyway. It's like it's the wrong entity that's asking for, how do you know when you have certainty? Listen, and when people start paying you more, then they'll confirm that for you. If you don't feel like you have certainty in your coaching, then get certain. I'm not going to pitch our programs, but like right now, but we have 2 programs, BCC and ECCP, and they're all designed for certainty, not certification. In fact, I often say they are certification programs. They are designed to help you get your certainty. Now, when it comes to certainty from a coaching perspective, this is the scary thing. That concept, you're basically saying, I can help you. So when it comes to getting certainty as a coach, this phrase right here is what it boils down to that causes us to fear saying it. And be honest, if you have some resistance boldly saying, I can help you in whatever it is that you're talking about, that resistance is really important to understand and break down. So I'm going to help you break down these 3 components right here. This 4-word phrase divides into 3 sections. The first one is I. So what is that? That's you. That's yourself. The second one is can help. What does that mean? That's your abilities as a coach. Those are your skills. You, that's your client, your seeker. I can help you breaks down into these 3 funnels for certainty. So certainty includes all 3 of these things. If you only have 2, but not another one, you don't have the full package of certainty. So something is going to be misaligned. When you say, I can help you, you show up as yourself. Any visibility fears are going to show up. Anything you have inside that has a little bit of resistance, and I don't know about this, and people are looking at me, and I'm a little self-conscious about my nose and all that, they're all flooding to the surface. Why? Because you are the product. Now, are you really the product? I can make a case not, but that's for a different video. But you are the product in the way that you're saying, I can help you. So visibility inside of this is going to be a really important target. And so I want you to let me know right now, comment, is that something that is important for you to dive into? Visibility. If you notice that you've got some challenges around visibility, it's commonly called imposter syndrome. You don't want people to find things out, or you just don't want to, expose something or seem vulnerable or any of that sort of stuff. Anything around visibility, let me know if that's something that you need some support with. Because if you do, then we'll do a whole thing on it. And if you don't think so, then we're still probably going to do a whole thing on it, but you just skip that one. So that's the self. And one of the things that's really important to understand as a coach is that you are not the guru. This is one of the reasons why people have imposter syndrome and people have resistance to visibility, is because a guru is a sort of identity that most of us don't identify with. We don't even want to be a guru, but there's so much in the marketing world of the coaching industry that says you have to be an expert, you have to be the guru, you have to be the go-to person. But most of us can't identify with that. That's one of the reasons why there's a lot of resistance. So in transformational coaching, you're not the guru. You're just the guide. You're a facilitator. You know how to ask questions, and you understand that asking questions are more valuable than giving answers. And you know that you're just one step ahead of somebody on a path that you've already walked. And if you're one step ahead of somebody, you don't need to be a guru, but you can guide them to help them get to where you are. That's part of the reason this shift is part of the reason that a lot of people don't get visible. And the thing is, when you are more of a guide, it's not about you anyway. And that actually gives you more permission to be visible, because your visibility is not for you. And your visibility is really in your guidance skills, not your, here I come to save the day, right? That's not what you're doing. So you're able to be more visible. I think that's the first time I've sung on camera. And part of this, a huge part of it, stems from your skills, stems from the certainty of your skills. You have to have certainty in the process of transformation. You have to have certainty in the path. You have to understand what you're going to do to some degree with people and for people, for two reasons. Number one, for you to understand it, but number two, for you to be able to illuminate the path for them just a little bit. Very rarely is somebody going to go, okay, now what are you going to do with me? And you go, I don't know, we're just going to do something with you. And they go, okay, sign me up. Although that can happen actually if you have so much certainty and you're aligned with all the things that are important for your message and who you are as a person. A lot of people will sign up for things they don't understand. But for the most part, people need a little bit of illumination. All right, so there's this that I need to work on, this that I need to work on, this that I need to work on. They don't need to know all the hows you're going to do it. Your intellect will tell you to be confident. You have to tell them on module 2, we're going to do this. And then on the third coaching call, we're going to do this. And then this is the way we're going to do this. And they don't need this to see all that stuff. In fact, that'll probably cause them to not hire you as a coach. But having some kind of a framework and certainty in the framework, even if it's a flexible framework, and I think it has to be a flexible framework if we're talking about transformational coaching, has to be a flexible framework. But you've got to have certainty in the flexible framework. And if you want to be a transformational coach, which is allowing people to have shifts in their formation, change the way they experience life on this planet, then you need to have skills in systems change, not symptoms change. Don't try to just motivate people to stop eating certain things and go to the gym more, or to just do videos. That motivation, those are symptoms band-aids. You need to be able to work on systems change. You need to understand beliefs, values, identities, internal conflicts, traumas, protection mechanisms. You need to understand all of that systems work. How do we operate as humans under the hood in the engine of our humanity? If you really want to help people make transformational shifts, you have to understand that. And you have to experience that to some degree. One of the things that we did a video on recently and we notice in our community is certain people coach like clients and other people don't. The people that coach like clients get better results for their clients because they've been a client, and it's like flow through transformation. When you don't have that, people can feel it and they won't hire you in the first place, but your whole process will end up being messy. And the final thing about skills that I want to say is you have to focus on practicing with mastery. Most people don't practice with mastery. They just practice for repetition, and they practice with doubt. They're not sure about how something is supposed to look. And so they'll only practice with themselves and one other person, or just watch a bunch of demos, but never actually get in there and feel it. So you've got to practice with mastery. When we break down our demos in our higher level programs, we dissect the whole process to a large degree. And then we discuss, what could we have done differently there? Did you notice this? Did you see when the eyes lifted here? This was awesome. The energy was great. What if we did this? We have a container full of literally thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of practice, and we dissect the demos. And it gives our students a lot of different perspectives. And that's the kind of mastery level skill practice that's required for transformational coaching. Seeker. Your seeker is the person that you're wanting to help. This is the person who's already looking. Already looking. This person is already looking for what? Not for you. They're looking for the lessons, not even your skills necessarily, but they're looking for your lessons that you've learned. They're not looking for you. They're already looking for the lessons that you've learned. So you've got somebody out there going, I really want a hot dog right now. And you go, I can make you a hot dog. And then you give your version of the hot dog that they're looking for. I know that's a ridiculously simple idea, but that's really what it is. They're not looking for the hot dog maker. They're looking for the hot dog. They're looking for the things that they want. And this has to be a single focus for many reasons I'm not going to get into right now just because of time. We did an entire deep dive, like hour plus training on this. It's actually available for you. We'll post the link here. What is it? CoachSeanSmith.com/seeker or something like that. Michelle will post the link here in a moment. And you can go deep dive into this. And what I'll tell you is most coaches don't do this. There's so much resistance here, and most coaches struggle and fail. So I think I said yesterday or the day before, one of the best ways to not fail is to don't do all the things that people are doing to fail. And this is one of the things that most people don't do. I'll deep dive into it in this training if you want to go into it. But a couple things I just want to say. In today's world, generalities dilute your message. Specifics attract. Specifics focus your message. Generalities, trying to help too many people with too many things, dilute your message in a world that's so hyper competitive. That's not going to work. And then your seekers will not hire you when they understand you. Your seekers will hire you when they know, when they are certain that you understand them. That requires focus, study, intentionality, and a lot of work that almost nobody does. And if you don't put in the work to understand this person, you don't deserve them as a client.
Now, if you like this video, check out that video right there. It's a deep dive demo and dissection of a really powerful coaching technique called anchoring. But we don't do it the way most people do. Check it out.
Is why you had to protect.
Yes. And it's funny, it was safety. And I think that was the feeling of nobody can find me here. Like,
Exactly.
I'm so